and in the middle of the first week, Jason gave us a challenge to fill in the blank, I will live, and then put what you'll live for after that. And it's actually kind of hard, because whenever you're sitting there and you don't really know what you're living for, because you want to give the good answer, but if that's not right, then you just kind of end up feeling bad. So I kind of thought about it, and I know whenever I left for the trip, I was expecting something huge, some miracle, and if I had stayed expecting that, then I probably wouldn't have gotten anything out of it. God kind of showed me just to look for the little things, because if you're looking for the little things, you're going to find God. If you're looking for something huge, then everybody would be able to see God. And one of the odd ways that I was touched, I worked at a school in El Gorrion, and it's a 15-minute walk or so from Magdalena, where we stayed. And I worked with the kids there in the school, and the first day we went there was a girl there, and her name was Marisol, and she was in kindergarten, and she runs up to me, and she just gave me this hug. And at first, it was like, okay, whatever. And then day after day, she was the one who came and ran to me and smiled at me all the time. Always said my name, didn't say it right, but nevertheless, she said my name, and she was always excited to see me. And she was just my favorite, and I know you weren't supposed to have favorites, but she definitely was my favorite. And by the time we left, I loved her. I mean, the first day I loved her, and she loved me, I could tell. And it's so crazy that God could use something like a 6-year-old to touch your heart. And I definitely left a part of my heart with her, because I kind of found myself thinking about her constantly, and just, we kind of connected. She wore Toms because she had been given a pair of Toms shoes, because she didn't have any shoes. And so it's kind of cheesy, and it seems like a little thing, but that was just so huge to me. And it's so crazy to me that God could use someone as small as her to impact someone like me. So I kind of changed and filled in the blank, I will live. And I just want to live to impact people, because I'm sure that she didn't know that she was going to impact me whenever she ran over and gave me that hug, and she did. And so I want to be able to do that to somebody and never miss an opportunity to give somebody a hug or smile at them.
One thing that was the biggest thing for me there was the people. They were just so different than here. Everyone was friendly and smiled at you, and you see buenos dias or whatever to everyone you walk by. Just everyone, even if they're not the nicest people, are friendly to you and love you and will give you food even though they don't have anything. And I just really, it's just crazy, because they're such nice people and they're amazing people, and you go to their houses and they have nothing. And they're so it's crazy, because us here, we're so rude and just don't care about other people. But we have so much to be thankful for, and we should just be helping other people and loving other people, because we're so blessed. But instead, we just think about ourselves and wanting more, and just I don't know, just so into ourselves, even though we have so much in that, we just keep wanting more. And that they don't care what they have necessarily, just what they need to get along is what they're just happy for everything they have. And it's just crazy that without anything, that they're just so much more happy. And it just made me think that I don't know, that we here should be so much more happy than them, even because we have so much. So that's just one thing that I really realized that I need to take home with me, because us here are so blessed and we don't realize that. So that's just a big thing. And one lady in particular that touched me, she was a wife and she had 2 kids, and she worked, helped at the school that we were at. And we went to her house one day, and she told us about her life, translated because it's in Spanish. And she has been a Christian for 6 years, and her husband is not a Christian at all. And when she goes to church every Sunday, he locks her out of the house and yells at her. And for us, church is something we go to, and a lot of us don't even, we're just oh, I'm tired, I don't want to go to church today. But for her, it's a big deal. She's locked out of her house that day, and yet every Sunday she still goes because she loves the Lord so much. And that just is crazy, because we don't go because we don't feel like it. But she goes because she loves the Lord so much and gets locked out of her house. And so it's just, and I just I want to be more like her in that way, just love God so much to just do whatever I can to be with God and just take every opportunity I have to be with God and to spend time with Him and tell other people about Him. So, that's all.
Hey guys. While we were there, we roomed with families that lived there, and so I roomed with Chris and another guy, DJ. It was really hot. And for 2 weeks, we stayed in this little house, like sort of cement floor, cement walls, pretty plain, no pictures really, just kind of 2 rooms with 3 beds. And we stayed there. The beds were pretty comfortable. And then the second to last day, we ate dinner in the other house that they had there, which was the house they were staying in. And when we got in there, we realized that it was a lot worse than the house we were staying in. And that kind of brought a question to my mind. Why are we staying in the nice house and they're staying in this poor little shack? And she told us that she had given us those 3 beds and the nicer house so that we could be comfortable while we were there. Even though she never had to do that. It wasn't required, but she did anyway. And it was just a little 2-bed room, and they slept, their whole family, on those 2 little beds in there. And there was a little girl, Michelle, who was about 7, probably about yay high, and then Sophie, about 11, about yay high. And one of the few days we were there, I told Michelle about Conejo Martin from senior 3rd grade. And so from then on, whenever she saw me, she'd be like, Conejo Martin! And she'd just yell that to us, and it was just the cutest thing. And then her friend came over and they were calling us Conejo Martin. We were just playing around in the yard, just having a good time, roughhousing and whatnot. And that was really touching. And then the day we left was really touching as well. We were just about to board the chicken bus and head over to Guatemala City, and we went over, gave our host mom hugs and stuff, told her adios, and she said, no adios, hasta luego, meaning not goodbye, I'll see you later. And that really hit home, knowing that she believed, and I believe that I'll see her again, whether it be on earth or in heaven. And it was definitely a life changer. I went in expecting big things, didn't really see anything big, but now looking back, I realized that I went there and God planted seeds, and now they're starting to bloom. And it's a real blessing to be able to see the work of God in my life and in the lives of the rest of the people that went. That's all.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but I guess I will. Well, one of the things I learned in Guatemala, one of the main things, is that how much time we waste here doing inessential things. Because in Guatemala, we were always serving people. And whenever we did work, we were always in fellowship with each other. And so, being there, I just realized how much, whenever we have free time here, we always just run to TV or whatever we do, but there we are always bettering ourselves spiritually. So I just realized how much I can work on that in my life. Just reading my Bible, being in fellowship with each other. So.
I'm Chris. Obviously, I went to Guatemala. And originally, before I had signed up for Guatemala, I just kind of signed up without really thinking about it. Just kind of said, oh, this summer I'm going to Guatemala. And then I started packing up and I realized I'm going to Guatemala. And so, when I was thinking about that, I was reading and God said, He showed me this verse. And it says, it's in Romans 10. It says, how can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can they preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are those who bring good news. Beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. Sorry. And he just kind of showed me, you may be, or I may be the only chance to show Jesus to these people that they ever see. and that these people, they don't see God every day. And me going to visit them and just doing whatever, giving their chicken vaccines or helping build coops or whatever is the only way they may ever see Jesus. And so God showed me that, and I said, okay, well that's good. But what am I gonna eat instead? And so God showed me another verse. Matthew 6. It's kind of become one of my favorite passages. It's Jesus telling people not to worry. And one of my mottos is in Hakuna Matata from the great movie Lion King. And so God kind of showed me this. I'll read part of it, not really in order. It says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more important than food, and the body more important than clothes? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the lilies of the field grow? They do not labor or spin, yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these." "O you of little faith, do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." And that just really gave me the confidence, God wants me to go on this trip. He's going to provide for me. He's given me the money, he's allowed me the time off work to go. Why do I worry about these little things like how many tortillas I'm going to eat in 2 weeks? And so, he just really showed me that. So I finally get there, and I had the spiritual highlight for me was we went and we spent one day, and me and the media team, consisting of me and Hofer Spirit, and our 2 leaders or whatever, we walked around the city just praying for the people. Just 30 minutes of just nonstop prayer. And there was only 4 of us at the time, but you could really feel it was like Jesus was just walking right next to you. You just felt just such a connection I never had felt before. And just seeing him being there, and you just really felt that God wasn't just this big guy in the sky that you don't want to upset because striking lightning or something. He was really with me this whole time, and I just never really realized that. And I would just read the Bible there, and he just showed me that the Bible is not just this random book of stories and stuff. It's all connected. It's not just random stories and stuff like that. So God just really showed me, God is personal. He really is there and physical and with us. And his word is God-breathed. It's not just random. Everything has a purpose. And it was just an amazing trip. It's hard to describe unless you actually felt something like that before. But if you're going to miss a trip, just go. It's a great experience.